Tell the councilwoman.
I don't want to prolong this, but I have to say this because my heart is really full right now of sadness about the city of Newark.
Yeah, come on.
And I started to say is, for 6 years, we had a collegial body of folks on this council that, despite whether we agreed or disagreed, there was some respect of each other and our opinions. And this mayor did not tread on this. When we had a vacancy with Dana Rome's seat, the council could not come up with 5 votes to name a replacement. And so we did, exactly. And so we decided to do what all deliberative bodies do. We let the people decide. And we let the election go forward. And the will of the people in the Central Ward selected their candidate and their councilperson. The mayor, at that time, did not indicate, did not participate, did not come by this body or this chamber to put his nose in our business. Indeed, he stayed away from it. Now, circa 2012, with agendas aplenty and politics popping up like roses all across the earth, he decides to come in and in one fell swoop destroys the camaraderie of this body with one another, made us suspicious of our own clerk's office, made us suspicious of our own business administrator and corporation counsel's office, and promoted the disarray, the consideration of business of the city of Newark that he needs to work with this council on. It is shameful that in one fell swoop, when we asked him to come down to this chamber for the MUA, and he said no. When he said to come to this chamber to talk about revenue ideas, and he said no, that he would skillfully and skullduggery in the shadows of darkness come by here to vote for a seat that this council is prepared to vote on and decide on. I say loudly, shame on you, Mayor Booker. Shame on you, shame on you. And this too will never be forgotten by this body. He is fond of saying that democracy is a spectator sport. When I say to the mayor, how can democracy be a spectator sport when you stand at the door of the arena and decide who can come in to watch the game and who can't? I believe in the justice system, that the courts will avail themselves of what is right. And we are right on this issue. The four of us are right on this issue. And to my colleagues, I am so disappointed, not just in what has happened here, but that the fact that for 2 weeks, in some instances, some of you didn't respond to phone calls from some of us. We never had an informal discussion dark, but the light is on this situation right now. And the light is on those who participated in this right now. And the reality is, we are going to make sure that in November, everybody remembers. In November, everybody is going to remember what happened here today. I want to be able to, I have two motions that I think are important to be made. Number one, I don't, first we already know, I don't want to make this about, specifically about Miss Baker, right? Because we want to say stuff, but it isn't. It isn't. It isn't for me, and it shouldn't be for anyone else. It's about the process itself being undermined. And when you listen to all these votes that were cast that supported the idea of the abstention and what it meant, that Mildred Crump read, that I read, that Councilwoman Crump, that I read, and that you read for us, it was more than clear what the council's intentions were and what the mayor approved of when he signed it. Everybody knows that is wrong.
That's right.
Judge Pereira knows that that's wrong. She's doing her job. I don't have anything against what she's doing. She's doing her job. She knows it's wrong. The councilmen, all these council people up here who are doing this, they also know it's wrong. The thing that's the most bothersome, though, is that what will make you do something that you know is wrong.
That's right.
Anyway. So then you have to begin to talk about what are people's price.
That's it. What's the price?
What is their limit? Like what limit do I have? There were a whole course of people in Nuremberg, right, who sat on trial, who said that I was ordered to do this. And they knew that what they were doing was horrific, undemocratic, tyrannical, and horrible. But they did it anyway. They did it anyway, and they were prosecuted and persecuted because they could not hide behind the fact that they were given an order by the mayor or a judge to violate people's human and democratic rights. So what these people up here are coming together to do is absolutely incorrect. They know it's incorrect. That's why they voted against it when it was in their favor. So, but what do you say now? When things are not in my favor, I change my mind? Martin Luther King said, men are not judged by what they do in times of convenience and comfort, right? But what they do in a difficult moment. So I want to do this because I want to be the council president. I want to do this because I want to be the mayor. I want to do this because I want 5 votes. This is ridiculous.
That's right.
So what else will I give up?
MUA.
What will I get for giving these things up?
MUA.
I make a motion that we don't nominate anybody.
That's right.
I make a motion that we go to a special election. That's number one. I make a motion that we go to a special election because the people's vote is more important than my individual vote, right? So I don't believe that 4 people or 5 people or a man around the corner should have more influence on the history of this city than the majority of the people that are here. Right? So I think that it should go to the voters. That's what I believe. If the voters decide that Ms. State should be the councilwoman, then God bless her, and we will welcome her on this chamber in that seat. If they vote for anybody else, then we'll do the same for that. But I make a motion, and this is only my first one because I have another one, but I would like this to go forward. I make a motion that we go to the voters and we have a special election. My motion is that we disregard or absolve ourselves from voting for an individual to fill former Councilman Payne's vacated seat, and that we allow the voters of Newark to decide who should sit in that seat in a special election.
Let the people who pay your salary.
Councilman, let's take it as follows. Resolution 7R9L. Motion to maintain the seat of councilman at large as a vacant seat of the Newark Municipal Council as a vacant seat and proceed to a special election. I'm sorry, see that? Take motion to maintain the seat of council member at large as a vacant seat on the municipal council and proceed to a special election. I second. Yes. Roll call. No.
Yes.
Absolutely. No.
Yes.
Yes. No.
Does the mayor get to come in and give a vote? Because it's a tie. I have a second motion, which is a little bit more. So I just want to read. In the United States Congress, there's something called a censor. In the United States Congress, when members of the House or the Senate or even the President himself acts against the rules and procedures of the Congress and against the Constitution of the United States, I would say that I want to read what the grounds for censure are.
That's right.
Serious grounds for censure against presiding officers, presidents, chairmen, etc. are in general arrogation or assumption by the presiding officer of dictatorial powers not conferred upon him by the law, by which he harasses, embarrasses, and humiliates members or specific